In July, I've got a great stash buster pattern for all those fun red, white, and blue fabrics. Of course, you can use whatever colors you like, but I was struck by a patriotic mood for the July edition of the Little Bit Different Block of the Month program. Let's take a look at the Bullseye block. I'm Andy, and this is True Blue Quilts, a place to enjoy, experiment, and excel as you quilt. To make the Bullseye block, we have 3 colors. You have a center, the first ring, and the second ring. The links of the strips are given in the pattern, which is a free download from truebluequilts.com. I will lay out the strips in the sewing order, and then we will take it to the machine. So first I start with my short strips, and I am going to put those at the top and the bottom of my center rectangle, and then I will add my side strips. And then for the second round, I will add the short strips on the top and bottom, and again add the longer strips on the side to complete the block. I have enough pieces cut that I'm going to be chain piecing several blocks. When I have that first section sewn on, I just finger press towards the strip and continue sewing. I don't really need to press anything until the block is done, but of course, if your iron is handy, you can do that after each seam. When I am sewing log cabin blocks together, or any of these Bullseye blocks that have strips, I like to sew the wrong side up so that I am looking at the back of the block, the back of that center unit, and I can make sure my seams are laying nice and flat as they go under the needle. I've added the first ring, and I'm ready to start with the outer ring of strips. Again, I'm going to add the short pieces first and finish with the longer pieces. There is our finished Bullseye block. I will give this a final press, and then we will look at the Loyalty quilt layout. I'm starting with a solid square, and then I am building around with my blue squares. And then I'm going to add some red. And I've laid everything out in kind of that diamond pattern. I need to purchase some red and blue fabric because I realized I didn't have large enough pieces in my stash to fill in the corner sections. But here is a view of the final quilt layout that I will add some borders to and make a nice lap quilt. You can get the loyalty pattern from truebluequilts.com. It is on sale during July 2023 as part of the Little Bit Different collection.
When you change the colors of certain pieces of your quilt block, you can give it a new name. This version is called Courthouse Steps. Now with the Courthouse Steps, you've got all the same pieces, but we put different colors top and bottom than we do on the sides. And so I've chosen a light purple for the center there, and I'm going to add this other variation of light purple just as if I were sewing it. So I'm going to add it to the top and bottom, and then I'm going to choose a darker purple and add that to the sides. And then you can see that I've got the first round of fabric complete. Now I'm going to come back to that light purple and add my second strip to the top and the bottom, and the darker purple for the long sides. And there I have the Courthouse Steps block all colored in for a purple block. Let's see what that would look like in a quilt. Here is a version of Courthouse Steps that I am calling Rainbow Lanterns, because when you vary the colors of these strips and the blocks, they look like lanterns. But let me show you where the block ends up. So you can see when I erase that you've got different colors on either side of that block. So I can put that block back in, and you can see that each block, the top and bottom are the same light purple, but the sides are the two different colors. So you would have to plan out a colorful rainbow of Bullseye blocks to create this quilt. So let me know in the comments below if you would like a coloring sheet to make this variation of the Bullseye quilt. Our red in the center, and then we're going to add one light to the bottom and one dark to the opposite side, and then continuing with that light on one side and add the same dark on the opposite side. And there you can see we've got our two halves going together. And then repeat the process with your next set of colors. We would add a light touching the light, dark on the bottom touching the dark section, go back to your light fabric for the light side, and finish with that dark section on the dark side. So amazing that you can make 3 completely different blocks just by changing the placement of your colors. Let me know in the comments which version was your favorite. If you'd like to see some of the other quilts in the Little Bit Different collection, please watch this video next. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.